Hello everyone, I'm Melinda NailFanatic and this is our June 11th, 2017 daily general money and romance tarot readings. And so I thought today will be a great day to see this idea I had about doing these things live, and so let's see how it goes. We're going to go ahead and start with our word of clarity that will cover the general energy for the day as a whole. I thought with the word arrows coming out of my mouth the way it did, I really get the feeling that there's some directional information coming out through this reading today. And just you're going to be getting some direction for yourself. And so for those of you who are joining live in the room, I want to thank you. And as I read your comments, I might not always acknowledge them, so that way I can continue to stay focused on the reading at hand. And this is, again, our general reading. This is for June the 11th, 2017. Let's see what messages Love Source God has for us. What's the word of clarity, Love Source God? Oh, okay. I have a couple different things coming out here. Sex is the word of clarity for the day. And the bottom of the deck is understanding. I'm going to go ahead and set the bottom to the side. Sex is the word that comes out today. So some of you are thinking about sex. I feel that some of us are trying to get an understanding of sex and how we react to sex, and what I feel a wanting to understand why a single person is so hesitant to engage in sex with someone new, and why someone else is also so ready to just have sex. I feel that somebody else is really curious to understand why is it that I'm okay with just a sexual relationship, where the other person is like, why is it that I'm like, okay, I want to build a relationship but I don't want to have sex. So there's a couple of different storylines I'm getting there. I got the 3 panda bears out of this flashcard decks. And again, hello everybody. First time doing the daily live. Oh wow, and 3 is an very important number because the bottom of this deck is also the 3 sniffing dogs. Look at that. They're looking for a clue, the 3 of them. Those 3 pandas are very much so in celebration though. I'm going to set the bottom of the deck over to the side, and I'm really picking up for somebody, you have 3 different partners right now that you deal with sexually. And no judgment here, and nor should you judge yourself, but the only judgment that could matter would be your own. And if that's a lifestyle that's working for you and you're okay with it, then that's all there is to be said about that. However, to that is, if that lifestyle is not emotionally fulfilling you, well then, that's time to look at some changes for yourself. Also, for the person who's not interested in having sex, I feel that there are 3 different people around you and they're like, hey, choose me, you're not having sex, but I want to be the one you choose to have sex with when you do. So this is a very interesting messages I'm getting today. Here we have the Devil card, Major Arcana 15, just further emphasizing that whole fleshly connection, that sexual connection that is being highlighted today. The bottom of the deck is the Grandmaster, which is the Major Arcana 5, the Hierophant. And so for some of us, a Taurus or Capricorn person could come into play. But definitely, again, focusing more on the energy of the day, we're dealing with the situation where fleshly pursuits, fleshly desires, physical satisfaction, these things are coming up. And And also I'm getting that it's coming up to be resolved. Like you're questioning yourself about your sexual practices, about your sexual appetite, and this is coming up because there's some resolution that wants to come in for you. There's some resolution that you've been looking for even to be dealt with this whole situation. I'm going to move this down here and put this close down here because these really play together. Come over here, Fred. Make room for the cards. Okay. So there's that situation. That'd be interesting to see how that plays out. What I do get is if for the single person, you're not wanting to get involved in a sexual relationship because you want to make sure that it's more than just a physical thing. You don't want to get into that type of purely fleshly relationship again. And so what I'm getting is just continuing to celebrate life, celebrate yourself, celebrate your opportunities, your possibilities, and all that you are. Meanwhile, let sex be on the side and satisfy yourself, whether you're male or female. If you really have that strong of urge, satisfying yourself for a while is good. This is helping you break through some of the blockages. And for the other person, the one who is more sexually active, either finding a way to be at peace with how you're doing things and recognizing that this situation is something that works for you and doesn't work for everyone. So you got to not worry about their judgments. If you're going to choose a lifestyle that is polyamorous, you have to be at peace with that. If you can't be at peace with that, then it is detrimental to you. You need to find something else, and you need to find a way to get into peace about that. Let's get into the money portion. Money portion, we're going to get our Law of Attraction money card out like we always do. So let's just see what comes out for us to discuss today. With sex being on the table, I definitely am hearing, and no, I'm not applying this to any particular person, but hey, if you're giving sex for money, honey, that's no place for me to judge you. Just again, make sure that you're lining up with it. Make sure that that's something that you actually can be at peace with yourself with. If you're at peace with yourself, you are the main judge that matters, because if you're not lined up with what you're doing, you will bring difficulties and judgments against yourself and issues to yourself because of the fact that you're not 100% lined up with what you're doing. But if you're lined up with what you're doing, and I'm noticing 11:13 on my clock while I'm doing this, that's threes and threes, and honey, there's a lot of synchronicity with threes for me right now. And even 15 is 1 plus 5 is 6, and that's a 3 glorified times 2. Anyways, what's the message here? Be lined up with what you're doing, whether we're talking about sex or anything else. I'm also getting with sex, some of you, every time I'm talking about sex, this is not actually in regards to sex. This is about an intermingling of some aspect of your life with another human's some aspect of their life. So much it's intermingling to where it could be called intercourse, okay? Because the two courses have intertwined, okay? So, 48. My life is as good as I allow it to be. Amen. Says many people focus upon unwanted things with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance within them. And then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action, and because of the misalignment of energy, they do not get results from their action. So then they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. Like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. And so this card, in regards to our money, really reiterates what I was saying earlier about whatever you're going to do, you have to line up with it. If you can't line up with it in your own mind, in your own heart, honey, it's going to bring a problem every time. I can only promise you that, because that's just the way it works. You've got to line up with what you're doing. If you are going to get involved financially with another person, if you are going to intermingle and cause an intercourse of your finances with another person, a business partnership, mutual investment with another person, you need to make sure that you are in a full alignment with that other person as far as your vision, where you're at, where you're going, the journey that you're on, because once that is not connecting, there is a separation, a division that's coming. And so there's got to be a lot of discussion and communication is definitely on the menu for finances today. The Six of Swords is talking about the nuances that helps us find peace around a situation. The Mentor of Cups is talking about emotional lessons. So what I'm seeing here is, because we have learned about how our emotional status affects our finances, about how being emotionally out of control, emotionally chaotic, and emotional loose cannon can have an effect on our finances. We're learning to bring our emotions and our thoughts into alignment with our finances. So if you aren't already doing some affirmation work is awesome. Also, another thing that will help you to get your thoughts and your emotions in alignment with your financial manifestation desires would be some self-brainwashing. I mean, society tries to brainwash you all the time. Why not try to brainwash yourself? Brainwash yourself for financial success, prosperity, and abundance. And so you do this by listening during your subconscious hours to messages that reaffirm the thought pattern and emotional patterns surrounding finances that you choose to embrace. The We Are Creators channel has some wonderful I am affirmations, and I like personally using those, and so some of you may as well. Okay, so now let's get into our romance portion. We're going to pull from this deck. Let's see, what is the romance message for today, Love Source God? What is the message for today surrounding romance? Oh yes, thank you. We're so grateful for these messages. Okay, that's the one. You see how that's sticking out there? It says, hey, choose me. You see me? I said, okay, what a perfect message. Unconditional love. I'll take some of that. I'll take some of that. I'll give some of that. I'll multiply it and send it right back. The Spring card is at the bottom of the deck, and it says, things are coming forth. New life in this area. Unconditional love is growing. Unconditional love is showing, is what I'm hearing. Let me just see what our Radiant Rider Waite says for our tarot messages. And okay, first one out. The World card. A cycle is ending. Something is coming to completion, and you're able to look back on the past and see how things are coming together to a culmination. The Six of Swords again says putting information together to help you find peace in a situation, to help you move on and to help you move forward. And some of you may actually be traveling to go see someone that you have a love relationship with today. And the Star. You know that this peace you're finding, this inner calm, this inner contentedness is helping you to find the hope, the healing, and the guidance from within. Some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. Some of you may be dealing with this King of Wands right here. That's a Leo, Aries, a Sagittarius. It's a masculine energy, whether this is male or female in the flesh. It's a masculine energy. So, I feel that some of you is really just coming to an understanding about unconditional love. And if you were single, you may be starting a relationship with this fire sign male or this Aquarius person. But I definitely feel more it's a fire sign person here. And some of you, it could be a female. This fire sign masculine energy. Let me put it that way, because it comes out more as a masculine energy. And just knowing that you're moving on to a wish, a dream, a hope, and a healing. So, Thank you so much for joining. This is Melinda NailFanatic. Your personal readings are always by donation. Words of clarity are always by commission. My website has all you need at lphtarot.com, as in love, peace, and happiness to you and yours, and of course me and mine. Until next time.